everybody, this is Laura here at Busy Bee Farms, and today we are going to try to put up the plastic on the greenhouse. And so we are starting with the end walls first. If you watched our video the other day, you found out that we got our plastic for the entire greenhouse from the Amish store in Kentucky, and so we got that on Monday. It was a rain day and David didn't have work that he could do that day, so he stayed home and went to Kentucky and got that with Olivia. And so with the plastic that we have left over from BootStrap Farmer, we're going to try to do the end walls, and so that's what we're starting with today. Not going to get super excited yet. We're going to still wait and make sure all this kind of works out, but I'm excited truly that this has come to try to get this up so that maybe we can use that this greenhouse this year. So David's up on the tractor. He is trying to get the plastic up, and the wind is kind of blowing, which is not helping. But he's trying to get the plastic up there and then put the wiggle wire in the tracks to kind of hold it in place. And that is what he's doing at the moment. Alright everybody, we have gotten the end walls on the greenhouse. That is a huge next step. So we were able to use up the plastic from BootStrap Farmer that they wouldn't take back or, you know, exchange out or anything like that for what we really needed. So we were able to use that to get, this is the back of the greenhouse, and then David took some furring strips along the bottom to tack it down and the sides, and eventually it'll be cut open right there. Those will be big sliding, kind of like a barn style door that we're going to do. We haven't got that all figured out yet, but it's okay because the time of year that we're getting to, the greenhouse doesn't need to be closed up very much, so we're not as worried about that. So just getting the end wall on here and the furring strips up, and we got that side done, and then we've got the front side done. He's getting ready to attach those furring strips. So there is the front wall. So huge accomplishment today. Even if we stopped there, that is more than we've had done in a long time. So that is wonderful. So we're gonna keep on working. So we got the end walls put up, and David is cutting off the extra plastic that's hanging there. We are not going to put on the actual tunnel plastic part today. We realized that we only have 12 of the wiggle wire pieces left, and I think we need an additional 2 more. So we're not going to have enough to fully complete it today. So I told David just to hold off, that let's get everything right. There is no rush. Believe me, at this point with the greenhouse, we might as well just continue to do this right, take our time, get it done when we can do it right. So we need to get 2 more pieces at least. We probably get a few extra just to be safe, so that we can put the plastic over the middle and then put the wiggle wire down along the sides, and then there's some at the top as well that he has to still put on when we put the actual tunnel portion of the plastic on. So for today, this is all we are doing, but it's another step in the right direction to get it completed and then being able to use it. I hadn't really talked a whole lot about my plans for the inside, but I'm hoping to have a raised bed inside. I don't know if I'm going to do 1 or 2. If you have any suggestions on that or any comments on how you might use a greenhouse like this, leave them in the comments below. Help me to decide exactly how I want to do it. But I think I want to put at least 1 raised bed in there. I'm going to have a workspace so that I can do like my plant starts. And then also just some shelving for my seedlings once I start them and they start growing. I want a place for that. So I have a lot of ideas and a lot of things. I don't want to crowd it. I want to keep it nice and a good working order. So I'm trying to be very careful what I decide to do. So that's why I'm asking y'all too. If you have a greenhouse and you've kind of been down this road before me and you have any suggestions or questions or comments, please leave those in the comments below and help me with that. But that's where we're going to leave you today. Another step closer, being patient and getting this completed. I haven't shown you guys actually what I need to do is take you inside and show you my seedlings, because I've not really told you about that. I had planned to do a seed video to let you know about our seeds that we were doing, and life has gotten crazy and I haven't been able to do that. So let's do that. We'll go inside. I'll show you my seedlings that I have started and then go from there. So this is a shelf that David got for me from somewhere. I can't even remember where, but it's definitely shelving, and I've used this. This is the third year using this shelving to do my seed starts, and these are just shop lights. I have 2. I actually wanted to get new ones this year, different ones, and have a 3rd row as well, but I've not been able to do that yet. But what I have growing here are my tomatoes, and I planted these a week and a half ago is when I planted these little seedlings. And these right here are my Amish paste, and then I got I order from Baker Creek and Totally Tomato, and we get seeds from Sodders in Kentucky. And so the Amish paste seeds, they were out of those at Sodders, and so those are my seeds from last year, and they all germinated but a couple of them, and so I've planted them again, and I just planted those a couple of days ago, so it's not really time for them to come up yet. But then, like I said, I ordered some peppers from Totally Tomato, Emerald Giant bell peppers, and with that I got a pack of free seeds, and these are a pink beef steak tomato, and so here they are, just 5 of them. Because this year we decided we wanted to be very intentional and specific about what we planted and stick with what works. And so we enjoyed the Amish paste last year. These are my celebrity tomatoes, and these are the Jetstar tomatoes. Those have been our favorites out of everything as far as tomatoes go. And they are starting to get their actual true leaves, if you want to say that, actually. So they are doing really well. They also did not 100% germinate, but they did minus maybe 3 or 4 out of each tray. So that's really, really good. In this tray, I have started some marigolds. I have started some basil, oregano, cilantro, and lavender, and those are the ones that I have started this year in that tray. And then up here you see my peppers are growing. This tray right here has my jalapenos and notapenos in there, and this tray has a bunch of different variety of peppers in them. We have been doing, I forget the name of the bell pepper we did last year, California Wonder. California Wonder was what we did last year, and it's just still, it takes forever for them to produce peppers, and they don't produce a whole lot. So we've heard about the Emerald Giant bell pepper being really good, and so I started 30 of them. And with free seeds, I got a big red bell pepper. So I am planting 5 of those just to try them. Also ancho, chili, serrano, cayenne, and cubanelles. And so that's what is in this tray. Each tray holds 50 starts, and then in this tray, these are a little bit bigger cells, and so there's only 27 in this tray. But I am doing an Ajvarski type of pepper. It's supposed to be like a roasting kind of almost kind of like a bell pepper, but a roasting pepper. And then an Alma paprika. An Alma paprika to make just crushed ground paprika. And then it has some cubanelles in it as well, because I didn't have enough room in the other tray. So that's in that. And then I'm trying to start some flowers. That's what's in this tray. They've not come up yet. I think those are just 2 little blades of grass that you might see in there from where my soil had been sitting outside for a couple of days before I brought it in. So in here are petunias and pansies. And so that's what I have started in the house. I start them in the house right here every time. We usually just do a little sprayer in the beginning at the top. We also do some bottom watering, where we just put, I knocked over Olivia's little cactus. Uh-oh. We do some bottom watering, where we just put water in the bottom and let it soak up through the soil to feed the water, or to feed the plant and water the plant. So we do that too. And that's kind of where they are. They are stretching a little bit to the light. And soon, probably in another week or so, once they really develop their true leaves, I will probably up pot them. And when you up pot them, then, you know, all of this to kind of right there goes down in the soil. And as you know, with tomatoes, they set out roots all along their stem. So when you put this stem down in another block that's bigger, then what's going to happen is these tomatoes are going to send off little roots from their stems, and it's really going to ground them to establish a good root system to plant and to grow. And at that time, when I up pot them, I'll also do a little bit of fertilizer. I tend to do like a fish emulsion fertilizer too, to kind of give them some plant food until it's time to put them in the ground. So I wanted to share that with you. I definitely have other seeds and other things that we are going to be starting soon. We had our not tomatoes, but our potatoes, and they're finally getting enough eyes right here. The red Pontiacs for sure. These are the Yukon Golds, and these are the Russets. They've been a little slower to get their eyes, but they are. And so as soon as they get plenty, we'll probably plant those in the next week. Probably in the next week, they'll be ready to start going into the ground. So that is what I have started, and that's all I usually will start inside. Everything else I will direct sow, because they do better that way. I'm in here checking my chicken that's in my pot. I'm getting ready to make our supper and things. So but everything else I direct sow, and they tend to do better that way. They establish in the ground and do better. So that is it with my seeds. And I've got 2 buckets out here. I had planted carrots back in the fall, and they didn't really do anything, and I just kind of let them sit over the winter, kept them covered when it was really bad, and so forth. Outside, I have one little cluster right here that has stayed green and healthy, and that's about as tall as they've gotten. And I'm just gonna let them continue to hang out. Maybe they'll grow and take off, and if not, then we will start over. But these, I believe, are Scarlet Nantes, is what I started, and my little kiddos that I keep, they love this gravel right out here, and it's like their sandbox. And as much as I tell them, don't put that in my carrots, they still put it in my carrots. So that's what the gravel's in there for. It doesn't serve a purpose, but that's how it ended up in there. And this is a chocolate mint that we got last year, and I have heard that it's definitely a very invasive plant, and as you can see, absolutely it is. This was the base of the plant, and as you can look around this entire planter here, this bucket, this tub, it has multiplied everywhere along here. So I expect that as the spring really kicks off and the summer does too, this will just flourish. So that is another thing that I have growing here. We have a few more of these tubs. I think I'm going to put some soil in and maybe just start some lettuce and that kind of thing here in the next week. Just because I don't have really the time now. If you're going to have spring plants out, you need to be getting those out so that they have time before the warm weather comes. But that's it. That is what we've got going on, and it looks like they're about done down here. They've got a few little things they're wrapping up, but I wanted to show that to you because I get really busy during the week, and I forget to make videos and show you all those things, and but I wanted you to know kind of what's growing, and that we've started all of those things in the house, and soon I should be able to move them out here to the greenhouse during the day, and they could even stay out there at night too when it starts warming up. If it's a really cold night, I can move them in, but the greenhouse, especially where it sits, gets full sun all the time, so it will stay warm in there. And so that's it. Thank you so much for following us on this kind of what seems like a very long journey in building this greenhouse, but just take your time and do it right, and that's my motto, and it will all come into place when it's meant to be. So that's how we're going to live this out, and it will be fun. It will be fun. So thank you guys so much for watching our channel. Thank you for subscribing and being part of our farm life here in the city. And we wish that you have a wonderful week, and take care, and thank you so much. God bless. Bye-bye.